All right, let's take a look at the 120-pound weight class. And guys, usually when we do this, we talk about what might happen in the semifinals and the finals. Forget about that. We got something locked in. Everybody who's going to Boardwalk Hall on Friday night better have their fanny in a seat at 7 p.m., Bill, because we have possibly the biggest first-round matchup in state history.
Yeah, last year going into the tournament, we talked about a matchup between Mark McCormick from Camden Catholic, Connor Barker from St. Peter's, who were both high-place winners. It lived up to the billing. Barker won in overtime on a pin, and they both wound up placing. This year, we got one that's even better. Our number 2 and number 3 ranked wrestlers by NJ.com, Hanover Park freshman Nicky Ramo, Brick Memorial State finalist Gianni Gione, they will meet in a pre-quarterfinal matchup. This could be the state final if they were on opposite sides of the bracket, no doubt about it. Whoever wins obviously has a good chance to get through this half and get to that final. The other one's going to have to settle for third.
I mean, it's a great bracket. We talked about those two guys. We haven't even talked about the returning state champion on the top half of the bracket, Joe. Brandon Cray, kind of following the same blueprint he used a year ago. Didn't do a lot of wrestling for Steiner in the regular season, but now he's turning it on and hoping to reach the podium again.
Yes, he's a kid who overcomes calamity. Last year, he had mono, came back just before the districts and went on a marvelous run to the state title. He missed a month this year with a hand injury. He came back. He's 6-0 since he's returned. He's only wrestled in 16 bouts, but he is in prime shape. He is strong. He is physical. He loves the upper body stuff, and I think he's a force to be reckoned with in this class.
Another returning state champ in the field, Gerard Angelo, won in 106 pounds for Hanover Park last year, Pat. He's now at Bergen Catholic. What do you think his chances are in this bracket?
Could you imagine this? Gerard Angelo leaves Hanover Park, goes to Bergen Catholic. Nick Ramo comes into Hanover Park. What if they meet in the semifinals? Juicy storyline.
That would get the place jumping, I think.
No doubt about it. I like Gerard Angelo. I think he gets hot at the right moments, and I could really see him, having another great run here. I think that's a tough matchup in the semifinal for him, though. I think Ramo's really tough, really scrappy, and really physical. We'll see what happens, though.
All right, moment of truth, championship picks. We'll start with Pat, work our way around. Who do you got?
I've liked Nick Ramo all season long since I saw him at the Beast. So I'm going to take Nick Ramo out of the bottom, obviously getting past Gione in that tough first matchup and beating the state champion, Brandon Cray, in the final.
Bill?
Yeah, I think a lot of the power is on this bottom half. I think Cray's got a little bit of an easier road. Like Pat, we both saw Ramo at the Beast East, and we're very impressed. I think if it gets to a final, Cray and Ramo, again, we talked about freshmen on one of the earlier weights. You've got a senior that's been there, that's done it, that's won, a freshman that's there for the first time. I'm just gonna go for the experience and say Cray over Ramo in the final.
Joe?
I think Cray's explosiveness and his defensive ability. He doesn't give up points, and he seems to score at big points when he needs it. I'm going to go with Cray over Ramo in the final.
That's it for 120 pounds. Loaded bracket, a lot of talented kids. Get your popcorn ready for that first match on Friday night, and we'll see you next time when we look at 126 pounds.